or not. That's what we're here for. We're here to recognize our staff, and more so this year than ever before. We're doing something a little different. Obviously, last year we couldn't recognize the staff, our teachers of the year, our 25-year member, or retirees because of the pandemic. So what we're doing, we're combining the 2019, 2020 honorees and also the 2020, 2021. As Mrs. Costa said, we will keep you here no longer than an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes or so. But it is going to be, even though, again, we're virtual, we wanted to make it special for those people that deserve it so much. What we've been through over the past 15 months, it's unimaginable, and really something that was, change our lives, and has changed our lives forever. 15 months ago, our staff was asked to, in 3 days, to move from our traditional training in person to virtual instruction. Without missing a beat, the staff came together, and they do what they always do here in Roselle Park, is do what they have to do on behalf of the students. And they did exactly that. What was supposed to be a 2-week pause turned out to be months. We started our plan for reopening over the summer. In September, we started virtual, and then slowly we opened up schools in October, and we're now almost fully reopened. But that is not just the work of one person. It's just not the work of a few people. It's the work of everyone here involved. I've never been as proud of a staff as I have been the past 15 months. The way everyone has worked. The nurses have been extraordinary. They have kept the staff and our students safe and healthy. We've had 2 in-district transmissions of the COVID virus in the past 15 months. That is not just by accident. That is because of the hard work of our health officers, our nurses, and our teachers and our administrators in the district. Equally impressive has been the instruction. The biggest challenge of a teacher, obviously, is teaching to a multiple or diverse group of students of many different levels. You throw hybrid, in person and virtual, and then have all the diverse learners in your class, and that makes it 100 times more challenging and more difficult. And I can tell you, I did get to see some of our teachers in their virtual instruction and in their hybrid. And it was so impressive to see. Some of the stories that I saw and that I heard over the 15 months, teachers going to students' home because they were not coming on to the virtual classes, teachers engaged, being creative, to making sure that the students were always engaged in the lessons. Nurses calling parents, communication being almost a daily occurrence, all because these are just some of the stories of this past 15 months. So when we recognize our teachers of the year, when we recognize our 25-year members and our retirees, I really want to make sure that we also recognize the entire staff, because they are so deserving this year over the past 15 months with everything that they've done. And I know our Board of Education is so proud of the work that they have been able to do, or all of us have been able to do. It's really been a team effort. And when they say there's no I in team, this is definitely one of those examples. There is no I in teamwork that has happened this past 15 months. And the work continues. We have to pick up the pieces. It shifts over to making sure that we support the students' learning any type of regression or any type of learning loss. And of course, social, emotional, and mental health will become a huge part of our of what we do moving forward. So everyone has been outstanding. And again, I tip my hat and I thank every staff member for the work that they've done. So, we will celebrate everyone that is well deserving of being celebrated tonight, but I think we want to celebrate the entire district as well. I will be remiss if I do not thank some people here tonight that if not for them, we would not be able to have this event. And it's always a special event to honor and recognize our staff and really celebrate everything that's going on in the district of Roselle Park, because it is a special and unique place to be, to work and to grow. And I want to start by thanking the Roselle Park Education Association. They go out of their way every year to support the staff, obviously, but also the gift that they give them during tonight. It's really, really a wonderful and generous thing to do. So I want to thank President Ana Maria Maradona and the entire organization association for their support and continue support of our staff this evening and every year as well. Also, I want to thank our Board of Education, Roselle Park Board of Education. Their support is always present. Last night we had recognitions for our Educators of the Year and our nurses. And, again, the board is very supportive of the work that you have done over the 15 months and every day that you're here. So I want to make sure we recognize the Board of Education, the support that they do. And President Sue Kostrom, I know she's here tonight, so I want to thank her and the entire Board of Education for everything that he's done. And also they purchased plaques for the educators that are being recognized tonight. So thank you for that. Also, individually, I do want to start with Mrs. Costa. Mrs. Costa, as soon as I mentioned that I wanted to have some kind of celebration 2 months ago, was a different place than it is today. There were still a lot of restrictions and we could not have been planned an in-person celebration. So I said, we should celebrate in some way, even if it's virtual. And Mrs. Costa immediately volunteered her time to work on the video that is being presented tonight, and make this happen and co-host. So thank you, Mrs. Costa, for your work. We really appreciate it. Also, I want to thank Lori Battaglia, who's here. She filled some large shoes this year, Lori Baker's shoes. As you know, one of the things that Lori really was very proud of during her tenure here, and I saw that every year, was making sure that the staff was properly recognized for the years of service and those that were retiring, and of course our Educators of the Year. And she went out of the way. She started back in February and March planning for this event every year, and every year turned out to be memorable, turned out to be really a special event for everyone. And Lori took it upon herself. I know that it was different this year. It wasn't the in-person, but Lori, thank you so much for stepping in and doing the work that you did to make this happen. And virtual and Zooming and everything that we do nowadays, technology has a big part. And Chris Hyde has taken the role here of making sure that the technology is working well. And as you can see, everything is working the way it's supposed to be. So thank you, Chris, for stepping in and helping out with the technology as well. And I know there are other people that I probably am forgetting to thank, but I want to thank everyone who was involved in one way or another. The people that are being recognized deserve it more than ever. And I do, and again, I will be remiss also if I didn't acknowledge some of our past members of our staff who are here with us. I may miss some people, and if I do, please, 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 I apologize in advance because it's very hard to see who's here. You know, when I'm in a room, I can see it, look around and start taking notes. I can't do that, but I know that those that did RSVP are here, and I wanted to make sure that I recognize them for attending, and I want to thank them. And I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. That means a lot to the honorees, and it means a lot to me. It really does, that you took the time virtually to come on and you know and be with us. So just raise your hand, or if you know when I call your name, so you hear. I want to start with Ms. Linda Green, our former music teacher, who's here. So I certainly want to thank her for coming. High school guidance counselor and more, who's joining us here tonight. Thank you so much. Mike Duranda is here, high school science teacher. I know I saw him when I was going around. A former LDTC, and I know she did other roles here. Forget the union president. I don't even want to mention that. Kathy McDonald, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Is that a Frenchie sign behind you there, Kathy? Former Sherman principal, and I'll tell you, she's up for anything. I called her, actually, I called her a year and a half ago, and I said, Mary, I do need someone. I'm really stuck. I need someone to come in and do a little interim. And Mary said, I'll do it. I jumped in there, and I'll tell you, her attitude was great, and I really appreciate Sherman principal Mary Christensen, who's here with us there with a beautiful background here. Mary, thank you for coming. And high school principal, I know I saw him and I heard his voice before. Frank Ferlazzo is here. Thank you, Frank, for joining us. I don't know, I didn't see her, but I know her name is here. She did our RSVP, high school secretary, Vivian Pets. Is she here? I think she may be here. And I know I saw her as well, and I heard her voice. Mary Lou Cunningham is here as well. Mary Lou, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. And just recent retirees that are here tonight, and they're also going to be recognized and honored. Jen Haddad, our high school nurse, is here with us tonight, and I'm very happy to see her back. Instrumental music teacher Jeff Mano is here with us. Jeff, thank you for joining us. Former Director of Curriculum Secretary, Marianne Cabral. I saw her, I know, somewhere in there. Thank you, Marianne. And I didn't see her, but I know her name is here, Sue Carlick, former Robert Gordon Secretary. I think she may have joined us and is here. And former Board President, who is also going to be recognized tonight, Joseph Signorella Jr. Thank you for joining us, Joe. Appreciate it. And of course, former staff member and now Board of Education President, Susan Karlstrom. Thanks, Sue, for joining us here. And anyone else who I left out, please, I'm sorry, these are the names that I received. I did see a couple other people. I'm not sure if there are any other board members are in the audience tonight here, but thank you for coming. And any former school employee that I left out, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And I don't know if we have Ernie on the phone. Can someone see if they can confirm that?
Yeah, Mr. Grito, I'll jump in there.
Okay.
Mr. Frenizio is on the line. We have his number here.
Okay.
I just want to make one remark before we connect to Mr. Frenizio. In the top right-hand corner, it may be different on your mobile phone. You're going to see a little group of 9 squares that says View. When we go to show the video, you're going to want to change that view screen to say speaker view. That way you won't see everyone else and you'll just see the video. So you have a little bit of time to figure that out on your device. But now I am going to go to
Mrs. Costa,
Mr.
before you do that, I do want to say a few words.
Sure.
Before Mr. Finizio comes on. I saw Ernie, Mr. Finizio, on Friday. He always attends the superintendent's roundtable, and he's always the spokesperson for the retirees over there. And and he's been going almost every year, I think, since I've been a superintendent, 8 years now. And Mr. Finizio is really, really someone who is incredibly admired and respected throughout the county. And I see that when I attend those superintendent's meeting, he attends as well. And we always get a chance to chat for a little bit. We send certainly our best wishes to each other and so forth. I've never really met someone who has impressed me more as an educator and really as a gentleman as Ernie Fernizio is. And, as a superintendent, when you come in to a place, obviously you want to make changes, and changes are necessary sometimes because of time. Time changes, and we need to make changes. But we also try to understand history and tradition. And there's certainly a lot of tradition and history here in Roselle Park. And tradition and history cannot be separated from the name of Ernie Fernizio here in Roselle Park. He is the tradition and the history of Roselle Park School District. He served the district 14 years as superintendent, and then many years as an educator here. And, the saying, and again, when we talk about tradition, the saying that I've learned very early on here, that was the slogan from Mr. Finizio, is academic, athletics, and art. And that stays with me all the time. And I really, again, I want to introduce Mr. Finizio, and I was so happy when he asked me if he can say a few words to the staff and to the retirees and the honorees that are here tonight. So Mr. Finizio, the floor is yours. I know it's through a phone, but go ahead and please, we want to hear from you.
Mr. Finizio, so that we can hear from you, because you are dialing in, you are going to have to hit *6 on your phone to unmute yourself. We can't do it here.
You're unmuted, okay.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. And I want to thank Superintendent Guarito for allowing me to be a part of this program. We just had a thunderstorm here and lost our power. Otherwise, I would be on the computer with you. But good evening, everyone. So pleased to join you this evening. Congratulations to all retirees for the years 2020-21. Please know that each of you leave an indelible mark of excellence with your A+ performance, talents, and skills. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate the honorees, 25-year service, Governor's Educator of the Year, Teacher Recognition Award, Governor's Educator of the Year, Service Professional Recognition Award, Board of Education Awards. As Superintendent of Schools for 14 years, I was blessed with a dynamic, respected, and talented Executive Secretary, Lori Baker. Lori spent 46 years with us. She began as a library aide in Sherman School for 1 year, and because of her marks of excellence, was promoted to secretary to the superintendent for the next 45 years, training 6 different superintendents along the way. Lori Baker, courteous, kind, efficient, skills, loyalty, confidentiality, and superb relationships throughout. That is a super executive secretary. Thank you, Lori, and God bless you in your retirement. And in closing, let me thank all of you for your respect and attention this evening. And sorry for the delay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Finizio, and wonderful words for Mrs. Baker. She is well deserving of that and more. And now we are prepared for our video. So please sit back and relax and enjoy. It is really special, and it's although it's not in person, it's really very. Again, it's celebratory, and we want to acknowledge and recognize all the work, the hard work that these people have accomplished over the many years that they've been here. And of course, the 25-year members and retirees, but also the educators of the year. So sit back, enjoy. And Mrs. Costa, I don't know if you're going to be showing show the video now, or Mr. Hyde is. So we're ready.
Hi, I'm Mary Kessler. I'm a paraprofessional at Aldine School, and I received the award of Education Service Professional for 2019-2020 school year. Probably a favorite teaching, I have so many favorite teaching moments. I've been here at Aldine for 16 years. I think anytime any one of my kids maybe did something for the first time, or maybe was successful at a goal that we had been trying for a long time. Those are things that I hold really close to my heart. I just want to make sure that I'm making a difference in a child's life, so it's very special. My job is very special to me. I feel very blessed and honored to have received this award. I was nominated by my peers and a few of parents. And it's just very, very special to me, and I'm very honored. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for this recognition. My name is Lisa Heinrich. I am the kindergarten paraprofessional at Sherman School. What truly brings a smile to my face and my heart is when I'm working with a student or a group of students, and all of a sudden they just get it. And they can spell the word, they can sound out the word, and it's so legible to not even, I don't even want to say a teacher, but just an adult to read, and they know exactly, it might not be spelled right, but you can sound it out, you know what they're trying to say, and they get it, and then we get it. When I received the award, this was for 2019, 2020, never had an inkling it was coming. I was so surprised, and my family was so happy, everybody was so happy for me, and that made me feel so good, and it was really a very pleasant time, that receiving this. So thank you again.
Hi, my name is Lynn Matthews. I'm a paraprofessional at Robert Gordon Elementary. My favorite quote or memory, I have to say, was from a student. We were working together, and I said to him, I need to find my glasses. And he looked up at me and he laughed, and he's like, Mrs. Matthews, they're right on top of your head. And he actually wrote that as one of his memories when he left for 5th grade. So that was funny for him and for I as also. And this recognition made me feel very happy and grateful because I absolutely love everybody that I work with, and I do work with the students every day, and it just makes you feel good to see that people recognize what it is that you do every day. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Dina Miwad. I was nominated for Educational Service Professional of the Year for 2019. I was a paraprofessional at the middle school. My favorite quote is, in a world where you could be anything, be kind, and I really hold that so true. Working with our students every day, kindness is such key, and it brings me such joy. So thank you for this opportunity to be recognized.
Hi, I'm Mary Bauman, and I am a guidance counselor here at Roselle Park High School. I was quite honored to receive the Support Staff Award here at the high school for my position as a guidance counselor. I feel blessed that I get to help so many students My letters are A through F, so I have about over 200 kids that I come in contact with, and I am blessed to be able to work with them. My favorite memory, I would have to say, I taught in elementary for almost 25 years. So when I came up to the high school, it was a huge, huge, difference. And the very first time I realized I might be a little out of my league was the first pep rally. I am used to teaching elementary when all the kids sit nicely and they walk in a line. And my first pep rally in the auditorium was quite chaotic. And I was like, oh my gosh, I tried to control things, and toilet paper rolls were flying by me and horns were blaring in my ears. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I made a mistake. I don't know if I belong here. So I was quite taken back by it, but I got over it. And 15 years later, I am still a guidance counselor here at the high school, and I am so glad that I was able to make the switch from elementary school. And I do feel really, proud of being part of the high school staff and that they were able to recognize me for this wonderful award. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Andrea Cruz. I'm a 4th grade teacher at Aldine. I was nominated for Teacher of the Year. A moment that I enjoy is when my students that are up and coming come to my class and say, I was really looking forward to being in your class. I'm so glad that they put me with you. That always makes me feel great. And when I was selected as Teacher of the Year, I felt honored that being new to Roselle Park School District, that my peers and family chose me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kristen Kolbaba, and last year I was nominated as the Teacher of the Year for being the Robert Gordon Technology Teacher. And my favorite moment from when I was the technology teacher is getting to start our first live morning show at Robert Gordon. All the students really appreciated being involved in it. They loved watching it every morning, and even the teachers were able to get involved and have a lot of fun. I also really enjoyed teaching all the grades from K to 5 how to code with all of our different robots. This recognition really made me feel appreciated because it was my first year in a new position as the technology teacher, so getting nominated as the Teacher of the Year, my first year in the position, really made me feel that the parents and the teachers really appreciated all the effort I went through to bring some new and exciting things to Robert Gordon in technology.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Swerz. I just want to say thank you so much for nominating me as the 2019-2020 Educator of the Year at Sherman School. I was teaching 1st grade at the time that I received the award, and I was beyond excited for it because I hadn't been at Sherman very long. I don't know if I could pick a specific teaching memory because there's been so many in the last 10 years, but I would have to say for me personally, being able to teach in the town I grew up in with people that taught me in a school that I attended is a pretty unique experience, and I have the opportunity to work with all those people who helped shape my career, and it's pretty interesting knowing that I could possibly do that for someone else. Getting this award in general is just amazing because it's something I never thought would be coming my way in my career so early on. So thank you so much for all of your support.
Eileen Carroll, 7th and 8th grade science teacher, Roselle Park Middle School. My favorite quote is from my late Aunt Helen, who used to tell me and my 12 first cousins, you can, you will, and you are able. One of my favorite teaching moments is when I was teaching a difficult concept called balancing chemical equations. And at first, all of the students thought I was crazy because they were never going to understand this concept. But then by the end, all the light bulbs in their heads went off and they were able to grasp the very difficult concept. My way that I feel about this award is I definitely feel proud and honored and very happy to be here part of Roselle Park.
Hi, my name is John Silberlight. I'm a special education teacher at Roselle Park High School. Some of my favorite memories comes from some of the classes and clubs where I was an advisor. Along with Mrs. Robinson, we had the class of 2016. We had some really great times with them. The time that stands out most is probably our senior trip to Six Flags. Last year, we had the class of 2020. And we really wound up putting together a lot of fun towards the end of the year when students were coming back, picking up their lawn signs. It was a very special moment. Last year, we had the parade where a bunch of staff members were going through town. That was seriously one of the most memorable times that I've had, watching all of the students outside of their homes, standing there with signs. And how I felt when I found out I won, it was a very special moment. You know, it meant a lot. I was very thankful to the staff members who nominated me, and it was really great seeing some of the letters that were written on behalf of the students.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Klein. I'm a speech therapist for Aldine School, part of Roselle Park School District, and I was nominated for Educational Service Provider of the Year. My most favorite teaching moment, I guess, would be every day that I help kids find their voice and be able to communicate. So this recognition really means a lot to me, especially knowing that I was nominated by a student. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kartnick. I'm the school nurse at Sherman Elementary. I've been here in Sherman for 4 years, I believe, and I started at the ECC in the preschool. I have a lot of favorite moments from my time here in Roselle Park. I have a list under my blotter, nobody look at it, of all the silly things that the teachers have come in complaining about that I couldn't figure out. Like as a nurse, I could figure out the bumps and bruises and throwing up and vomiting, but then they come up with all these things that I really have to think about, and we laugh about it, and we laugh. So I guess my favorite times are with the students and individually with the staff that I work with. Everybody's fantastic here, and I absolutely love my job. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Andres Cordova. I was nominated for the paraprofessional. I work in Robert Gordon at the elementary school. Favorite moment is seeing the kids that I help succeed and achieve their goals. And these recognitions make me feel proud of the work that I'm doing. It keeps helping our students to move on in life.
Hi, I'm Debbie Italiano. I work at the Roselle Park Middle School. I have been nominated as a support staff person for the 2021 school year. My favorite moment would probably be when my student that I started with in kindergarten was at his 8th grade graduation and walked across that stage. That was a very proud moment for me. I'm very happy to be nominated, and it really makes me feel appreciated.
Hi, my name is Jen Lemke, and I am the media specialist at the high school. One of my favorite memories here at RPHS was the Great Gatsby party that we had after March Book Madness, when Great Gatsby won as the favorite book amongst the students. I'm very honored to receive this award as Educational Services Professional of the Year, and I look forward to my future years here.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Durkin. I teach technology at Aldine Elementary School. One of my favorite memories from this past year is being able to guide my colleagues to embrace technology in new ways that they've never done before, and just seeing their innovation with brand new digital tools during remote learning was something that was really exciting for me to watch, and then also inspired me to become even greater at my job. I felt completely honored and happy when I won the award for Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Christine Beaver. Currently this year, the position that I was nominated for is Creative Thinking, Technology, and TNG in Robert Gordon Elementary School. My favorite quote is that failure is not a bad word. To fail simply means that it's your first attempt in learning. It's what I tell all of my TNG students, and that we fail on a daily basis. And when you fail, as long as you try again, everything is fine. Being recognized as Teacher of the Year is very exciting for me. This is my 14th year teaching, and it's just very nice to be recognized for what I do. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Katie Cherico. I'm the 5th grade social studies teacher and elementary instructional coach at Sherman School. My favorite teaching moment is definitely getting to bring social studies alive for the 5th graders. Highlights include dressing up like Paul Revere, causing some chaos, and shouting that the Redcoats are coming as we stampede through the hallways on our hobby horses, or our big celebration for Abraham Lincoln's birthday. And this recognition just makes me feel elated that my colleagues have taken notice about some of the magic moments that happen up in room 307 or wherever we may wind up being this school year. So thank you so much for your support and for constantly letting the 5th graders be a little loud sometimes. We appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Rosa Iglesias Blasquez. I'm the ESL teacher at the middle school. I teach English language learners. My favorite quote is, "The sky is the limit." This is how I feel about my students and myself. I want everybody to try their best, and I want them to do very well academically and in life. Recognition is an important part of everyone's life, and it feels good to be recognized, and also to be capable of recognizing other people. I think is very important. So thank you for those that voted and nominated me.
Hi, my name is Dennis Segunis. I am the Teacher of the Year for 2020-2021 school year. I teach environmental science and biology here at Roselle Park High School. It was wonderful being named Teacher of the Year this year at Roselle Park High School. It was overwhelming and wonderful to read some of the emails and messages I received from fellow colleagues and former students and present students. It really just validated all the hard work and effort I've put in and dedication throughout my career. And what a wonderful place to achieve something as here in Roselle Park High School.
Good evening, everyone. It is my distinct privilege to be honoring Lori Lee Baker on her retirement. Like Moses, who spent 40 years leading his people to the promised land, Lori spent a little more than that during her accomplished tenure as the superintendent secretary for 45 years. The definition of longevity is a long duration of individual life. Longevity is often overlooked. However, it takes a unique person to last such a long time in one particular position in one specific location. Over all of those years, and after serving 8 superintendents, Lori Lee was the face and voice of the district, and her presence was always felt throughout the community. Lori always exhibited great skills, good judgment, and polite behavior that makes a true professional. Those traits, I believe, have been what has defined Lori's legacy in the 45 years she spent in the Roselle Park School District. Lori is the epitome of a true professional. In 2013, I became the superintendent of schools, and I remember coming into the district not knowing what to expect and leaning on Lori for her advice on many things. After all, going through 8 different superintendents, she always knew and anticipated what was needed. She would always have everything prepared perfectly for whatever task laid ahead of me. I remember coming into the district as a new superintendent, eager and ready to change the world. Lori was extremely patient and in her own way was able to slow me down a little and provide the words of wisdom that made Lori such a unique and special assistant. Lori loved to plan for the end of the year celebration. She would always put all of her energy in making sure the staff was always proudly recognized. That was important to Lori, and I remember every year being nervous as to what to expect. But Lori always had planned it perfectly, and the outcome was always memorable. Lori, you're truly the best, and you are deserving of all the accolades you have received over the years. You have made a lasting impression on the lives of so many Roselle Park residents and the entire school community. Whether it has been assisting the superintendents, managing the board office, or having interaction with community members, you have touched many hearts, and that is the most rewarding and lasting legacy you can leave behind. As you move on to the next phase of your life, I'm sure that you will continue to give so much of yourself and make everyone feel special. In closing, on behalf of the Board of Education and the entire district, I would like to congratulate you on the many years of success and wish you the very best as you continue on your next chapter in life. I would like to leave you with this quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson: "Dare to live the life you dreamed of for yourself. Go forward and make your dreams come true." Happy retirement and congratulations.
It's my pleasure to recognize finally Mary Ann Cabral on a wonderful career as Secretary to the Curriculum Office for Roselle Park School District. After a 10-year career as a secretary and clerk stenographer, Mary Ann took an active role in the PTA in our schools as she raised her own children, Michael and Deanna, with her husband Tony. After dedicating so much time and energy to the school district as a volunteer, Mary Ann returned to work as the Curriculum Office clerical aide in 1996. After 4 years, Mary Ann was promoted to take on the role of Curriculum Secretary, serving in this role under Valerie Baker, Jerry Bossert, Frank Ferlazzo, Fran Kenny, and was happy to initiate me into the role when I was named Curriculum Director in 2012. Over those 9 years, Mary Ann proved to be an incredibly loyal incredibly hardworking and really was able to show me the lay of the land and how to be a curriculum director from day one. She was indispensable as my right hand in just about everything I did in my 9 years of this role till now. It was my pleasure to see Mary Ann go from a proud mom of 2 to watch her family start to grow with her first grandchild, Lydia, then Benjamin, and now her youngest grandchild, Juliet, which prompted Mary Ann to retire in March of 2020 to spend more time playing that active role, raising her grandchildren with her family. So, after a long-awaited time, congratulations on your retirement. Thank you for all your hard work. We miss you, and we hope to see you again soon. Congratulations on your retirement, Mary Ann.
Good evening. It is a privilege and an honor to speak about Jeffrey Mano. Jeff was the elementary instrumental band director at Aldine, Robert Gordon, and Sherman School. He began his career in Roselle Park in 1984. Prior to that, he worked for the Westfield Public Schools for 2 years. Jeff is dedicated to and enjoys his position as the musical director at his church and has provided endless hours of private lessons for children. Jeff is an avid gardener and loves gardening at his homes in South Plainfield and Stillwater. He shares gardening tips as well as plants and flowers with his neighbors, many of whom are my staff. From what I've gathered, he is known as the Martha Stewart of South Plainfield. Jeff and his lovely wife Cindy try to escape to their beautiful home in Stillwater whenever they can. If you have had the chance to see their stunning home, you would understand why they cherish it. Elementary education can easily be compared to a building's foundation. This foundation is the solid structure of learning. When I thought about the role Jeff played for the Roselle Park School District, I realized he not only set the foundation for the elementary band program, he set the foundation for the entire district's band program. Jeff provided his students with a safe place where they could develop discipline, teamwork, and collaboration. Through instrumental lessons, children had the opportunity to practice emotion, strengthen their fine motor skills, and develop rigor and persistence. We all know the benefits of music education for children, and Jeff planted the seeds. The skills students would bring to the middle school and high school, but more important, the love of playing an instrument that would last for a lifetime. I have known and worked with Mr. Mano for over 20 years. As a classroom teacher of 4th and 5th grade students, Mr. Mano would begin the year gathering our classroom schedules, which would allow him to build his own. I still don't know how Jeff managed to create his band lesson schedule for 3 schools. That is a talent in itself. Over the years, many of my students participated in Mr. Mano's band program. He truly made their experience meaningful and enjoyable. For most of us, we only get to see the final product, such as the winter and spring concerts. However, the amount of time, patience, practice, and perseverance that goes into each performance is a task that most of us could not endure. Each year, Jeff would add a new twist to his concerts. He always tried to add an element of fun, such as a current hit song, interesting costumes, and props. Preparing his students for the Roselle Park Memorial Day Parade was always a task he loved. Watching the children from all 3 elementary schools playing in one cohesive band was truly an amazing feat. Mr. Mano instilled a love for instrumental music for so many students. Each year, he sent the middle school a robust amount of incoming 6th grade band students. He set the foundation for their passion, and it is strong and solid. Mr. Mano probably does not realize how much he is valued and cared for by his colleagues and students. You are one of the best role models they will ever have. Jeff, your commitment to the children in the District of Roselle Park is to be commended. Your love for this town and the school district does not go unnoticed. However, your presence will be missed by everyone. The entire school community will be missing a great educator, and there is a huge hole in our elementary families' hearts. On behalf of the Roselle Park School District, I want to congratulate you on your retirement, and I wish you much happiness spending time with your family. Thank you.
am proud to take this moment to talk about my colleague and close friend, Jan Haddad. As our school nurse at the high school for over 20 years, Jan served as the key resource for all our students' health needs. Whether it was as simple as a Band-Aid or as serious as a seizure, Jan handled all situations in a calm, confident, and professional manner. In dealing with our adolescent population, she was approachable and non-judgmental. Students often shared their personal and sensitive concerns and were at their most vulnerable with Jan, but she always treated them with respect and compassion. Jan also served as a health resource for our staff members as well. Admired and respected by her peers, many looked to her for medical guidance and advice, and she actively monitored many of their health situations. I know that part of my daily routine was stopping by the health office to say hi to Jan, sometimes multiple times during the day, and I know I wasn't alone in that habit. Many teachers stopped by. She had so many visitors, I don't even know how she got any work done. But Jan was always ready with an Advil or a Tums or a cough drop if need be, but sometimes just spending a few minutes with Jan was the best medicine. Jan worked closely with the athletic director, coaches, and school physicians to ensure all our student athletes had proper medical clearances and all the proper documentation was set to go. With over 60% of our student population engaged in athletics, that was quite a task. Jan's efforts extended beyond the high school and into our community. She spearheaded the biannual blood drive, which drew local residents as well as our staff and educated our students on the importance of donating blood. Over 1,000 units of blood had been collected over the years and countless lives saved due to Jan's energy and commitment to the cause. Another annual event organized by Jan was the Magic Show, held every October. All elementary students were invited to the high school for this popular event where there were snacks and activities and a magic show, all designed around healthy living and anti-drug, anti-smoking theme. Jan was the advisor to our Health Careers Club, one of the most active and well-attended clubs in the school. She arranged for guest speakers for her meetings, which included pharmacists, physical therapists, psychologists, and EMT workers, to name a few. Jan also organized trips to UMDMJ, health career expos at Overlook Hospital, and even organized our own health career days at the high school. Jan was determined to expose our students to the wide array of health career opportunities in the healthcare profession. One of the words I would use to describe Jan is unflappable. When a code blue would sound, those of us on the response team would come running in from every corner of the building, our adrenaline pumping. But not Jan. She would just seem to appear from nowhere with her red bag, cool as a cucumber, assessing the situation while talking calmly to the person in distress. I know over the course of her school nursing career, Jan has responded to scores of serious health situations involving students and staff, but she never appeared flustered and she never lost control of the situation. I will forever remember Jan as professional, highly knowledgeable about her field, and fully committed to the health and well-being of our students and staff. And basically, she was just an all-around great gal. And even though we all miss her dearly here at the high school, I know that family, friends, traveling, and baby Jack are filling her days with joy and contentment.
Good evening, everyone. It is my distinct privilege to be honoring Marie Marmello on her retirement. Marie and I started our new positions at the same time, and soon I realized that what an extraordinary educator and person Marie is. She's a leader, she's a colleague, she's a friend, but most importantly, she is an amazing human being. In her role as Director of Special Services, Marie has been able to lead not only as a competent administrator, but most importantly, with her heart. After all, the role she has been in for the past 8 years serves our neediest and most fragile population of students. So as I ponder over what I wanted to say tonight about Marie and her remarkable legacy that she leaves behind, I thought it would be appropriate to begin with her long and impactful professional journey in Roselle Park. the only district Marie has worked for in the past 37 years. Marie began her career in Roselle Park as a 22-year-old teacher of students with disabilities, and shortly after, she was assigned as a regular education teacher. Later, Marie found a passion in teaching reading to struggling students and became the district's reading recovery interventionist. The administration at the time saw Marie's talent as an educator and recognized her dedication and appointed her Director of Language Arts Literacy and ESL for the past 8 years, the Director of Special Services. During these 8 years is when I recognized Marie's passion, dedication, and commitment to the children of Roselle Park. Although Marie did not grow up in Roselle Park, she felt like home here, and here is where she grew both professionally and personally through each of her experiences. During this time, Marie accomplished so much. She expanded opportunities for students in all areas of special education. She has been instrumental in bringing so many programs and working with the administration to ensure equal access for all students in the district. Marie's role is not an easy one, which requires many hours outside of the regular workday. However, in my 8 years in the district, Marie has never complained. In the contrary, she has accomplished all of these responsibilities in the most commendable and admirable manner. Even as busy as her schedule, she always makes time to meet with colleagues that seek her knowledge and advice. As impressive as her professional life has been, her family life is even more so. Marie is a dedicated wife, mother, daughter, sister, and friend. When she speaks of her family, her eyes spark and you can tell the passion and love that she has for them. She is a caregiver and helper, which are so important qualities of an educator and which makes Marie such a special person. Marie, you are truly the best in our profession. You have made a lasting impression on the lives of so many Roselle Park students, parents, and staff. Whether it has been in the classroom, in the director's office, or in the hallways of Robert Gordon Elementary School, you have touched the hearts of so many children, and that is the most rewarding and lasting legacy you can leave behind. Congratulations. Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to speak to all of you this evening about Sue Carlick. Ms. Carlick is a lifetime resident of Roselle Park. She grew up on Filbert Street, where she still resides, walking distance to RG. She attended Robert Gordon. Her 3 children attended Robert Gordon. Her 2 grandchildren, one is now at the middle school, one is still at Robert Gordon. Only having worked with her for a short time, I can tell you, she wants nothing more than to see that school shine and be its best. She's completely devoted to Robert Gordon. She was recognized as a lifetime member of the PTA. When her children were school age, Sue was dedicated and fully involved in all school events and in the school lives of her children. She served as the president of the PTA. She was a Girl Scout leader, and she attended lots of school field trips, among many other activities. In January of 1986, Sue was hired as a basic skills improvement aide at Robert Gordon. She left in June of 1987 to have her son and spend time with her children. On September 1st, 1997, she was rehired into the same position. In September of 2003, Sue became the school secretary. She served as school secretary from 2003 to 2021. She served Mr. Banyas, Mr. Salvo, Mrs. Kenny, Dr. Signano, and myself. As many of you know, school secretaries are the glue that holds the school together. They help to keep the school afloat. I personally relied greatly on her knowledge of the community and of how the school operated. What Sue is most known for is her love of decorating and traveling. She loves nothing more than to see the school be beautiful for all of the staff and the students. She loved singing the holiday sing-alongs that Robert Gordon would have on the first floor when they would bring up the piano from the basement and all of the students would be in the hallway singing. She loved making costumes. For the school play, I learned recently that she used to sew. I have only had the pleasure of knowing her since December of last year, so I thought it would be nice for her to hear from the people who spent years working beside her. I hope you enjoy it.
Sociable at all the parties.
Upbeat and joyful.
Easy to talk to.
Kind to everyone she meets.
Always decorated the office and school beautifully.
Ray of sunshine with every smile and hello.
Loved by many around Roselle Park.
Indefinitely a part of the Robert Gordon family.
Knowledgeable and wise.
It is a privilege and an honor to speak to you about Ann Nitschke. Ann Nitschke began her career in the Roselle Park School District in September of 1984 as a special education teacher at the middle school. In September of 1986, she became the resource teacher at Robert Gordon and Aldine, and in September of 1987, she became the full-time resource teacher at Robert Gordon. She spent the rest of her years from 1987 to 2021 serving Robert Gordon as the resource teacher. Mrs. Nitschke graduated from Cardinal Stritch University with her bachelor's and Keene University with her master's. Ann has been a representative of the RPEA for years. When I asked other staff how long, all they said was forever. At Robert Gordon, she is treated like a queen, not because she crowned herself, but because every staff member and every child has so much love, admiration, and respect for her. Ann approaches every situation with a positive attitude and spreads it to everyone she interacts with. When I asked staff members what they will remember most about Ann, they said her advice, her positive attitude, how easy she is to talk to, how her calm nature would enlighten any situation. Many said she is the most empathetic soul they have ever met and a gift to all of her students. I would second that. I have only known Ann for a short time, but would wholeheartedly agree. She is all of those things and an overall beautiful person. Ann, your presence at Robert Gordon has been a gift, and in return, please enjoy these endearing words of love and encouragement from all of your coworkers.
Always ready for a great time.
Never says a negative word.
Nice to everyone.
Natural and genuine.
Is always patient and kind with her students.
True gift to all her students.
Caring and thoughtful.
Helpful to all her students and colleagues. Educator at heart.
I am thrilled to talk to you about Josephine Marino, who we affectionately all call Jo. Jo attended Jersey City State College, where she received her bachelor's, and Keene University, where she received her master's. She began her teaching career at the Oliver Street School in Newark, where she worked for 9 years before she resigned to stay home and complete her family and dedicate some time to them. On September 1st of 1990, Jo began her career at Robert Gordon as a 5th grade teacher. Throughout her tenure, she taught 4th and 5th grade, and in the fall of 2020, she became our basic skills teacher. She has been a building representative for the RPEA for 10 years, and like a mother hen to all of us. She has done a total of 31 years at Robert Gordon. I asked the staff what they will miss most about her, and some of their responses were her kindness, her smile and her laugh, her calm demeanor and great advice. I can second that. and most of all, her Christmas cookies. I began in December of last year and was warmly welcomed by Joe with a plate of delicious Christmas cookies. I hope that you'll continue to do that, Joe, in your retirement. Joe's most memorable moments at RG were the school plays, being in charge of the student council, performing for the students at the end of every year, and the talent show, and the day Governor Whitman visited Robert Gordon to teach her 4th grade lesson. Joe, I feel grateful to have worked for you. I know I speak for all of us at Robert Gordon when I say that you will be dearly missed. We have so many great memories alongside you, and I thought it would be wonderful for you to hear from the staff how they feel about you.
Joyful teaching partner.
Open-hearted and always there for others.
Makes the best of everything and always looks on the bright side.
Always willing to help a colleague.
Rises to the occasion and always helps out.
Incredible human being. Numerous words of wisdom.
Offered her dancing talents in the talent show, and she was awesome.
Our beloved Mr. Watson is retiring after 37 years of service in public education. Bob graduated from Kane College in 1980 with an industrial arts degree and landed his first job at Grover Cleveland Middle School in Elizabeth. After 6 years of service in the Elizabeth schools, Bob moved on and landed a job in the Elmwood Park Middle and High School. There he worked from 1986 to 1991. After a reduction in force, Bob went into his own woodworking and carpentry business for a few years before getting back to teaching industrial arts at Princeton High School from 1994 to 1996. Bob was fortunate enough to receive a call from Elmwood Park and reunite with his job there from 1996 to 2001. In 2001, Bob decided to go back into business for himself and started a furniture restoration company from 2001 to 2003. It was in 2003 that Bob answered an ad from the Roselle Park School District, who were looking for a middle school to high school industrial arts teacher. Bob would serve in both schools until 2006, when the district permanently moved the 8th graders back to the middle school building, which created a full-time position for Bob at our middle school. Bob has dedicated himself to our students here at Roselle Park Middle School. The middle school, students, and staff has benefited from his services for the last 15 years. He taught 6th, 7th, and 8th graders how to construct various projects like birdhouses, jewelry boxes, shelves, and tables, to name a few. Bob will sorely be missed, especially by our staff who relied on him numerous times for home improvement advice and his expertise with any hands-on projects they had. Bob will always be a permanent fixture in our middle school, and the welcome desk in the media center that he painstakingly constructed from scratch will be unofficially known as the Bob Watson Welcome Desk. Bob, best of luck on your retirement. You're one of a kind, and you are leaving a permanent void at the middle school. We wish you the best in your retirement.
As I thought about Mary Bauman, I tried to condense everything I knew about her into a central theme. It wasn't hard. What is so amazing about Mary is that she so freely and effortlessly gives of her time. This generosity has allowed her to form deep and timeless connections and relationships. Time is not something that most people think about as a precious gift at first thought. But when you think about it, time is the most precious gift a person can give, and it is not something that most people easily do. But for Mary, giving of her time is effortless and natural. So let's talk about time. Mary is in her 40th year at Roselle Park Schools. She gave the middle school 1.5 years, Sherman School 23 years, and the high school 15 years as a guidance counselor. That's a lot of time, but it gets better. Throughout her career, Mary has always worked late hours after school, whether it be decorating the Sherman classroom, writing letters of recommendation, serving as the senior citizen party coordinator or server, or helping to set up for a parent financial aid night. She is the counselor that is regularly seen dumping out a student's backpack to smooth out every wrinkled paper, organizing it, and giving out a piece of chocolate on the way out the door. Let me pause here for a moment to also give a shout out to her husband, Charlie. Charlie is equally as generous with his time, with his baking, and with his love of this district. Mary gives of her time to make special gift bags at every holiday for her colleagues. That small gift goes so far for the morale in the building. I have staff who have had Mary as their teacher, and they still remember back to their days at Sherman School where they made beautiful crafts. And the teachers that worked with her remember that she always organized it, set it up, and gave out all of the directions and instructions. I remember Mary with little Tupperware containers of frozen dinners that maybe she or Charlie had made to give to one of her students that needed a regular home-cooked meal that they could microwave after work. Mary is always the staff member that will ride in the ambulance if we can't get a hold of a guardian to go to the hospital. Oftentimes she will remain late into the evening with the family and be the parent's listening ear. If a student needs help with a FAFSA form, Mary will make the phone call late at night. Even after students graduate, Mary stays connected. When they desperately need a ride to an interview, Mary is there. Why is she able to be there? Because she gave of that time when they were in high school or in grade school to form that connection for life. I remember Mary's stories of her adventures with former students, helping them find a job or a place to live on their own, helping them even find a kitchen table for their new apartment, or just the right skin cream for that baby's eczema, or a dresser so they could get their clothes off their floor. Mary leads a tireless effort to always keep relationships afloat with friends, former students, and colleagues. She keeps our retirees in the loop with her emails. She is the first to offer her home for a get-together and the first to volunteer to drive anyone anywhere if a ride is needed. She is the first to offer to watch your kids when she knows you just need a break. Being a friend of Mary means you will never be alone on a holiday or for an event. Mary instinctively knows just what former student or which colleague needs a safe place to be when overwhelmed or a helping hand to get through a tough time. She is the person that is there at the funeral or the chemo visit to sit beside you, there with the parent and the student in the hospital, or there at the non-school award ceremony for a child who she knows has no parent willing to attend, always giving of that precious time effortlessly. So to conclude, you know the phrase from the Statue of Liberty that starts, "Bring me your poor, your tired, and your huddled masses." We need to add our own bronze plaque on the Mary's door that says, "Here worked the guidance counselor and teacher with the biggest heart and ever open arms who for 40 years took in our poor, our tired, and our huddled masses and cared for us all by giving of her time." Mary, as you retire, I want to thank you for all you have given to this school district. You are a treasure, a truly caring, highly compassionate, amazingly competent person that will be greatly missed. Thank you, Mary, for all your time. Enjoy your retirement.
Secretary, as defined by Merriam-Webster, is a person who is employed to take care of records, letters, and routine work for another person or department. Wendy Battaglia was that person for the guidance department for 20 years. Several important abilities are needed to be a secretary: communication skills, technology competence, professionalism, organization skills, time management, problem solving, planning abilities, proactive approach. During my tenure in the guidance department, I was a witness to each of these exhibited skills by Wendy. Wendy always worked diligently and knew exactly what she had to do to keep the guidance department functioning. She had several duties assigned to her even before my time, and she had her own organized binder so that she would be ahead of any scheduled due dates. Interim reports and grading have come a long way from when Wendy first began. She would have to print out scanning sheets, divide by teacher or class, place them in each teacher's mailbox, and hope that the staff would return them in a timely manner so that she could feed them into a machine so that the interim or grade could be posted, printed, and mailed out to the parent. Technology has improved since then, but Wendy still must make sure that due dates are followed and that interims and grades are posted accurately. Long before working at home became in vogue because of the pandemic, Wendy would answer emails over the weekend. I would know because more than likely I was CC'd, and a parent would email her, say, 4:15 on a Friday, and I found that she answered that parent over the weekend. That goes above and beyond. Over the years, Wendy has provided emotional support to many students in need. Some of these students still remember the kindness bestowed to them by her. Whether a student needed a pencil one day and then he would come back almost every other day because he was still in need of another pencil. This student, I could tell, looked forward to the interaction he had with Wendy, and it was nice to see the student leave the office with a smile on his face. There were countless other students who, while waiting for their counselor, would start up a conversation with Wendy. And even though she may have had a deadline approaching, Wendy would always take the time to chat with the student. In addition, Wendy has had many challenging parents call the guidance office throughout the years. I never once saw her lose her composure. She was always calm and professional with each and every one of them. And believe me, we had some doozies in the early millennium. Even though Wendy was the guidance department secretary, I never saw her turn a teacher away who needed assistance in any area. She was always willing and able to aid the staff in any way possible. In the days ahead, as Wendy approaches a well-deserved retirement, I know she will enjoy her newfound freedom of every day is a Saturday or a Sunday. I also know she will be happy to spend time with her husband, Michael, her children and their spouses, but especially her grandchildren, also known as the co-workers. And I know she will have more time to head way south of here and visit two of her favorite friends, Mickey and Minnie, at Disney World. And in the words of Walt Disney, I would like to end and to say to Wendy, goodbye may seem forever, farewell is like the end, but in my heart, the memory, and there you will always be. And also, here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to help us celebrate the retirement of Jerry Gora. Jerry Gora has been a secretary in our district for 20 plus years. I've had the pleasure of working with Jerry for the last 20 years. First as a teacher, then a coach, and then now as the athletic director for the last 5 years. Jerry has the ability to do her job with ease and efficiency and always with a smile on her face. She's one of the best secretaries in my 20 plus years in education that I have worked with or worked for in some situations. The world of athletics is a crazy world, to say the least, and Jerry was able to handle the craziness of the athletic world with ease and grace. Some examples of this. One, I remember clearly in my first year as the athletic director. It was in the spring, and I'm doing a teacher observation, and it was late in the day. A big thunderstorm came out of nowhere, and with 8 events to be played that afternoon in our district or visiting another school, the only thing going through my head during that observation is I have to get back to the office, I have to cancel games, reschedule this, do that. So as I'm finishing up the observation, I returned to the athletic office, and as soon as I walk into the athletic office, Jerry said, all the games have been canceled and also rescheduled. All of the buses have been canceled and also rescheduled. All the officials have been canceled and also rescheduled. All the parents know, all the coaches know, all the players know, and I gave all the coaches gym times to get into the gym if they want to practice. She did all that in a matter of 20 minutes, and let me tell you, that is a lot of work to do. And she did it without missing a beat. She did it efficiently. She did it quickly, and that's just one example of how great she was at her job. I remember on a few occasions saying, Jerry, we have a deadline coming up to submit paperwork to the state, and she would lean back in her chair. Our offices were together with the door separating us, and she would simply lean back in the chair and say, I did that last week. Those are just a few examples of how well she did her job. The coaches appreciate everything that she did for them. The coaches, especially since I've been here, a lot of it's transferred from paperwork over to the digital side, and Jerry was able to help our coaches with all the needs that they needed during their season. So I know the coaches have been very grateful for her help for the last 20 years that she's been in our district. But what I'm gonna miss the most about Jerry is just Jerry and I sitting in the office and talking about our families. To me, that's some of the most special moments that I had with Jerry over the years. And we would sit there and talk about our families, some of our family milestones, weddings and christenings and things like that, our crazy family relatives. And those conversations, to me, were just the best. Jerry and I also went to Roselle Park High School and grew up in Roselle Park High School. So we'd always talk about the town and our little different eras of when we went through Roselle Park. And to me, those moments of talking with Jerry, those are the ones that I'm gonna cherish the most. Jerry, there's nobody like you in the district. I am gonna miss you more than anybody else in the district. You and I have worked together for the last 5 years, and it's been the best 5 years that I've been here, and I think I owe that to you, and we're working side by side with you. You never complained. You did your job well and at a high level, and always with a smile on your face. I knew this day would come eventually. I was just hoping we had a few more years together. I'm sure with everything that's happened in the world in the last year, that perhaps could have happened. But I want to thank you for everything you did here for the Roselle Park School District. I want to thank you for everything you've done for the community. I want to thank you for everything you've done for the kids while you were here. Go and enjoy the next chapter of your life. I know that we're going to see you soon as your grandkids are here in our district, and I'm sure we're going to see you cheering them on at sporting events or seeing you at other school events. So I wish you the best, Jerry. Enjoy your retirement. It's well-deserved. You always have a special place here at Roselle Park, and you'll always have a special place in the athletic department for all the hard work you did. Again, Jerry, congratulations to you, and also congratulations to all the other staff members that are being honored here tonight. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ray Parento, Director of Buildings and Grounds for the Roselle Park School District. During the past 2 years, 4 custodians have retired. They are Wayne Gropey, Robert Barry, Jimmy McHale, and Manny Tancredi. Wayne started in the district in 1977. Robert started in 1986. Jimmy McHale started in 2008, and Manny started in 2010. That is over 100 years of employment in the Roselle Park School District Custodial Department. It's a long time. Wayne and Robert spent most of their years in the high school. Jimmy McHale was assigned to Sherman School. Manny at one time worked in every school building in the district. Each one of them completed every task that was asked of them, keeping our schools clean and safe for both students and staff. They were well liked and are missed by the staff in the schools they worked in. I want to thank you for your many years of service and all that you have done. Also, I would like to wish you a long and happy retirement. Thank you again.
Thank you, everyone, for just the wonderful chats as we went through that video. I just want to take a minute to thank a few people. First, I would like to thank Mr. Hyde for getting that played flawlessly. Thank you, Mr. Garrido, for the opportunity to put that video together. I'd like to really thank the administrative team. You all did a wonderful job. I think you can tell as you watch the video that it was truly a team effort. Almost every administrator spoke. They supplied me with the photos to give for the video. They put together a vision, especially a thanks to Ms. Backert, Mr. Foy, and I'll get to Mr. Resney in just a minute, for just the vision to put together the video. I'd like to thank the speech givers. Mrs. Carlstrom came out of retirement to even give a speech, so I can't thank you all enough for that. But I have to give a special shout out to one of our, to our videographer, Mr. Nick Resney. He works now for his own company, Resound Technologies. He's worked with me with the graduation last year, and a couple other items, a couple other videos, and he's always my first go-to. He has a heart for the district. He's married to one of our teachers, Angelina Resney. So thank you, Nick Resney with Resound Technologies, and you can follow him on Instagram at Resound Productions. It was wonderful to be able to serve our retirees and our recognees in this way. So thank you for that opportunity tonight, and thank you to everyone that attended. And with that, Mr. Garrido, I will turn it back over to you to say goodbye. Or I'll just do it. I think that was my job. So instead of saying goodbye right away, I promised 8:45. It was fun in the beginning for 10 minutes to chat just a little bit. So I think we'll leave it open for about 10 more minutes. And then to all, I just encourage you to reach out to the various retirees in person when you can see them. If you're not on our mailing list at the high school, Mary Bauman kept a whole list for us of all the retirees. You can reach out to Mary Bauman or myself and we'll make sure to get you on there. It's for all schools. And with that, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, everyone. For a great night. Thank you.
Is it time for dessert?
Coffee, at least.
Yeah.
It was
Good night.
lovely.
Good night and congratulations, everyone. Enjoy.
Good night, Mrs. Carlstrom. Thank you for everything tonight.
Miss you all.
Thank you all too. That was wonderful, Sarah, and everybody that put that together. That was great. Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you for the kind words and all the comments. They're so appreciated. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We'll I'm sure as the retirees that are here now coming back and seeing this and going to be one of them in the future, I'm just looking forward to actually seeing everybody again because it was really nice to see so many of you. So thank you.
Ditto. Great to see everybody.
Same here.
Enjoy your retirements and congratulations.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Bye-bye.
It was a great program.
And with that, I'm not going to keep us going too much longer, but it is going to be available on the website. So share it with anyone that wasn't able to be here tonight.
Very good.
Good night. Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Soon, hopefully.
Great to see you, Kathy, Mr. Geronda.
Great seeing everyone. Stop crying, Wendy. I have no idea how to show it. Shut it off.
All right, I'm shutting it off for everyone. Have a good night.
Good night. I was gonna write.